Have you ever walked into a room and felt like everyone was watching your every move, just waiting for you to make a tiny mistake? Imagine feeling that way every single day, but instead of a classroom or a playground, it's a giant palace with kings, queens, and princes. Now, picture this. Your mom has been the most important lady in the whole castle for a very long time. You know that someday things might change, but you don't really think about it. It's just how life is, like the sun coming up every morning. Nobody bows down to the king with deep, dramatic curtsies anymore, and nobody freezes like a statue when the queen walks by. But what happens when the person who is supposed to be the symbol of your whole country, the one everyone looks up to, suddenly has to leave? After years of whispers, arguments, and hidden tension, it seems like Queen Camilla has actually been told to pack her bags and leave Buckingham Palace. And the person who might have started it all? That would be Princess Anne, the king's very own sister. Some insiders say Anne made a shocking comment that set everything in motion. And guess what? Even though Anne hasn't come right out and said she hates Camilla, there are more and more signs that Princess Kate, the one everyone thinks is so sweet and perfect, might actually agree with her. So, how in the world did things get so bad? And what are Princess Anne and Kate really doing behind all those fancy curtains? Stick around as we dive into the secret world of the royals and find out why Queen Camilla had to leave. Life inside the royal family is not at all like the fairy tales you see in movies. Sure, it looks beautiful on the outside, with sparkly crowns and fancy carriages, but behind the big palace doors, things are a lot more complicated. It's like a giant puzzle where everyone is trying to figure out where they fit, and sometimes the pieces just don't match. The royals have to work really hard to look perfect all the time, like they never fight or get angry. But the truth is, they have the same kinds of arguments and jealous feelings that any family has. The difference is that the whole world is watching them, and every little thing they do is put on the front page of every newspaper. This pressure to be perfect all the time can make things even harder. They have to be loyal to their family, but they also have to do their duty to the country. Sometimes, those two things don't go together, and that's when the big problems start. The image we see on TV is like a beautiful painting, but when you look closer, you can see all the little cracks. And right now, the biggest crack in the royal family seems to be between the princesses and the queen consort. Right at the very center of this whole argument are Princess Anne and Queen Camilla. They are the two main people in this fight, and it seems like they don't agree on much of anything. Lately, Princess Anne has decided to speak her mind, and she is not holding back at all. She has said very clearly that she does not think Camilla should be the queen. She even told people to stop calling her that. Why does Anne feel so strongly? Well, she remembers all the sad history. She remembers that Camilla and her brother, King Charles, were having a secret relationship while he was still married to the beloved Princess Diana. Anne thinks that because of this, Camilla just doesn't have what it takes to be the queen. This isn't the first time there have been scandals in the royal family, of course. If you look back in history, there are tons of crazy stories. There was King George IV, who married a Catholic widow even though he wasn't supposed to. And then there was King Henry VIII, who basically started a whole new church just so he could divorce his wife. It just goes to show that royal families have always had their secrets, and nobody is totally innocent. So, how did Princess Anne get to this point where she doesn't even want to be in the same room as Camilla? To understand that, we need to look at what the royal family is really like. It's important to know that the royal family works very hard to show the world a perfect picture. They want everyone to think they are happy and get along great. But underneath all that shine, there is a long history of fights, jealousies, and secrets. They are really good at pretending everything is fine, which is exactly why everyone finds them so interesting. The drama is nothing new. It has been going on for hundreds of years, with brothers fighting over the throne, people having secret affairs, and friends stabbing each other in the back. The story we are talking about today is just the newest chapter, and it's a really surprising one. In the middle of this new mess are King Charles, Queen Camilla, Princess Anne, Princess Kate, and pretty much everyone else in the family. Everywhere they go, people are watching. When they wave, people analyze it. When they don't smile, people wonder why. Even the way they look at each other is a big deal. This constant watching creates a never-ending cycle of gossip and rumors. People make up stories about who is fighting with who and who is trying to get more power. It's like a soap opera that never ends, and the public can't get enough of it. The royals know this, so they have gotten really good at putting on a show. But even with all their careful planning, the cracks started to show when Camilla went from being Charles's secret girlfriend to his queen. Camilla's rise to the top didn't just cause problems with the public. It also made a lot of people inside the royal family upset. This bad feeling is the heart of all the problems we are seeing today. To make things even more tense, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle decided to leave their royal jobs. Their departure made everyone even more interested in the royal family. Their interviews, where they talked about how hard it was being in the family, only made it harder for the monarchy to keep up its perfect image. The royal family is amazing at pretending to be a united front, but we all know they have fights. However, what is happening now seems much more serious than just a normal family argument. It's a huge, messy problem that could actually change the royal family forever. And standing right in the middle of it all is Princess Anne, who has made a huge discovery about Camilla. She believes Camilla is a real danger to the whole royal system. Because of this discovery, the family decided that Camilla had to go. The situation at Buckingham Palace right now is super confusing, and even the experts can't figure out what is going to happen next. It's clear that some members of the family just don't respect Camilla as queen consort, and this is making everyone speculate about the future. From what we have seen in the past, Princess Anne and Princess Kate are usually the calm, responsible ones in the family. Anne is always working, doing her royal duties, and Kate is seen as the steady, trustworthy one who never gets into trouble. So, how did these two good girls end up helping to kick Camilla out of the palace? Well, this is where things get really interesting. If you look at the relationships inside the palace, it's obvious that Camilla and Princess Anne are not best friends. In fact, Anne's serious personality and her no nonsense attitude make it hard for her to get close to anyone. She has strong beliefs and is very committed to her job. This dedication has made everyone respect her a lot. Everyone knows she works hard, and they give her the respect she has earned. The problem is that Anne takes her job so seriously that she can be a little extreme. She is determined to get rid of anything that she thinks could hurt the royal family. And right now, she thinks that thing is Camilla. Princess Anne has big worries about Camilla being queen. She is worried about how much Camilla influences King Charles, and she can't forget Camilla's past and how she hurt Princess Diana. In Anne's mind, the biggest threat to the family is Queen Camilla. We found out about this fight after a big argument they had at the coronation dinner. It was so loud and angry that everyone could see that Camilla had lost a lot of support from the royals. We don't know exactly how long this tension has been building, but we could really see how deep the problems were when Charles became king. But is Princess Anne the only one who has a problem with Camilla? What about Princess Kate? Well, not quite. Kate is a very important person in this whole story. She is usually very calm and knows how to handle things politely. For the most part, she has stayed out of the drama involving Camilla, but her silence might actually be a clue about how she really feels. Even though she hasn't said anything bad about Camilla, her actions and the fact that she hasn't said anything nice suggest that, just like Anne, she might not fully accept Camilla's new role. The royal family loves tradition, duty, and privacy. Tradition is the most important thing to them. They follow old rules to show that they are connected to history, and this is what makes them who they are. But if someone breaks those traditions, it can cause total chaos. And that's exactly what is happening now. During the coronation, Kate did not bow to Camilla. This might seem like a small thing, but it is a really big deal. Bowing or curtsying is a way to show respect, but it's more than that. It's also a ritual that shows everyone exactly where each person stands in the royal ranking. In theory, just by watching how royals bow to each other, you should be able to tell who is more important. According to Hello magazine, everyone was watching Kate's actions very closely. Some people thought that by not bowing, Kate was sending a secret message that she didn't really support Camilla being queen. However, we have to remember that no one from the palace has officially said there is any tension. It might be that Kate is just trying to make the monarchy seem more modern and less stuffy. By just giving a little nod instead of a big bow, she was being respectful but also not too old fashioned. But the fact is, Camilla is higher in rank than Princess Kate, so everyone expected Kate to bow when she met Camilla and then bow again when they parted. But that just didn't happen. Instead, Kate just nodded at the queen consort. To a lot of people, this little nod might not seem like a big deal, but in the royal world, it's huge. This is Princess Kate we're talking about. She is married to Prince William and has become the Duchess of Cambridge and the Princess of Wales. She has had every chance to learn all the royal rules, from public events to private family gatherings. Royal traditions are everywhere around her. Yet there she was, looking the queen consort in the eye and ignoring one of the most important rules. To everyone watching, this could only mean one thing. Princess Kate does not approve of Camilla being queen consort. It's possible this whole situation would be very different if Lady Diana was still the queen consort, don't you think? One thing that's become really clear is that a lot of the royals don't really like Camilla, especially because of how she got her title. Even regular people wonder what it would be like if Lady Diana were still here. Things would definitely be different, and there would probably be a lot less tension in the palace. Maybe Prince Harry never would have left, and the brothers wouldn't fight so much. So, if Princess Kate was thinking about all that, it might explain why she acted the way she did. But we don't want to make excuses for her. After all, Kate is probably going to be the future queen consort someday when William is king. She is supposed to be a role model for everyone who comes after her. It's not fair for her to put her own feelings first when making decisions about royal business. She is supposed to make sacrifices to keep things running smoothly. But let's also consider that she might have just decided not to bow on purpose. The royal system has been changing a lot in recent years, with King Charles leading the way. They want to make sure their rules fit into the 21st century. Because of these changes, it makes sense that they might get rid of some old rules and make new ones. But while they are trying to do this, they also need to make sure they don't lose the main things that make the monarchy special. It's possible that bowing is one of those traditions they are thinking about getting rid of. Looking at things from the outside, it seems like the public has a very different reaction to Kate's decision than the royals do. In this day and age, where we expect the royal family to be more modern, some people think it's refreshing when a royal ignores a strict rule. To them, this rebellion shows that the royals are actually individuals with their own thoughts, and not just robots following a rulebook from the olden days. They like seeing something they can relate to. On the other hand, there are still lots of people who love the old traditions and think the rules should be followed. They believe curtsying isn't just about respecting one person, but about respecting a tradition that has been around for centuries. They think no royal should think they are too important to follow the old rules. As the younger royals get more power, everyone expects them to be even more careful about sticking to the rules. But with all the talk about Kate and Camilla, it's safe to say the problem is not just about good manners. It's really about how the monarchy might change in the future. This slow change will probably keep happening as the younger generation grows up. How fast will it happen? That depends on how much the royal family is willing to accept. Speaking of royals who have a hard time accepting things, Princess Anne has shown a lot of anger towards Camilla. So, how did things get so bad for Camilla, and what exactly did she do to make Anne so mad? The drama is just getting started, so don't miss the good parts. The story of Camilla, the queen consort of the United Kingdom, is filled with controversy. A lot of it comes from her relationship with King Charles and how it hurt his first marriage to Princess Diana. Over the years, people have both loved and hated her, but her past is always there, shaping how everyone sees her. The most famous problem with Camilla is her long affair with Charles while he was still married to Princess Diana. Their relationship started before Charles married Diana, and even after he married Diana in 1981, the affair didn't stop. This caused a lot of pain and was all over the news. Diana even called Camilla the third person in her marriage, and the newspapers often blamed Camilla for the royal marriage falling apart. In 1994, Charles admitted to the affair on TV. This was a huge shock at the time and made people even angrier at both him and Camilla. The public was really upset with Camilla, especially Diana's fans, who saw her as the reason for the divorce. For a long time, Camilla was not popular in the UK. People loved Princess Diana so much that they saw Camilla as the villain who broke up a favorite royal couple. It wasn't until after Diana died in 1997 that the public started to feel a little better about Camilla. But her reputation was still not great, and she stayed out of the spotlight for a few years. As Charles and Camilla's relationship became more public, many people still thought she was a troublemaker. Even though she showed up at royal events, people had mixed feelings about her, especially those who still missed Diana. It wasn't until she married Charles in 2005 that the royal family tried to make her role official. They gave her the title of Princess Consort instead of Queen Consort because they thought the public wasn't ready to accept her as queen. This decision to call her Princess Consort was another big deal, and people kept talking about it. When Charles became king in 2022, they announced that Camilla would be queen consort, and this made a lot of people upset. Diana's supporters were angry that Camilla was getting the title of queen. They said she could never replace Diana. Even though Charles made the final decision, the debate about it was all over the news. For many people, especially Diana's fans, having Camilla as queen felt like a betrayal of Diana's memory. Over time, Camilla has tried to make her own way in the family by doing charity work. She helps with reading programs and animal charities, and she has become known for her work as a patron. But even with all this, her past is still there, and people are still suspicious of her. In recent years, Camilla has worked hard to be seen as a good person in the royal family. Her charity work, especially helping victims of domestic violence, has made people like her a bit more. She has also tried to move past the old scandals and focus on her duties. But even with all her hard work, some people still don't trust her, especially those who feel like the story of Diana has been forgotten. Besides the real life drama, the media has also shaped how people see Camilla. TV shows like The Crown have shown her affair with Charles and how it hurt Diana, bringing all the old stories back to the surface. These shows often make Camilla look like a schemer, which makes people like her even less. Some people say the shows don't show the good things she has done or how much she has changed. But no one can ignore her past, and the continued focus on her relationship with Charles and Diana's sad death means Camilla is still a person people have strong feelings about. As queen consort, Camilla has tried to establish herself as an important part of the royal family. But her legacy is still tied to her past. What people think of her is still influenced by the history of her relationship with Charles and how it ended his marriage to Diana. Still, over time, some people have started to accept her role, seeing that she has grown into it. While the arguments about her past will probably continue, it's clear that Camilla has played a big part in shaping the modern monarchy. Her story is about trying to do better and not giving up, as she has tried to leave her controversial past behind and build a new future. Even with all the drama, she has kept doing her royal duties and helping people, making her a key figure in the royal family today. Camilla's life and role have been full of controversy, from her affair with Charles to being queen consort. Her legacy is complicated, but her charity work and her position show that she has worked hard to change how people see her. The arguments will likely continue, but they are part of a bigger story about a woman who has walked a very tough and winding path. So, what do you think? Does Princess Anne have good reasons to be mad at Camilla? We would love to know what you think, so leave a comment. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more royal updates. Oh, and make sure to click on the video on your screen next, because you are going to love it.